For a long time, I didn't tell people that I taught and practice Tantric Hatha Yoga. As you can imagine, the first thoughts that come into people's minds when I say that is some sort of couples sex yoga. But now that I've been practicing and teaching, and a lot of people know that I'm teaching a traditional lineage-based yoga practice, I thought I would come out of the closet, if you will, about Tantra and some of the misconceptions around it. So Tantra, obviously in the West, has a lot of connotations around sex, but yoga is not about postures, and Tantra is not about sex. Tantra, in essence, really just is working with energy. The word Tantra, tan meaning to expand, and tra meaning to protect. So we are deepening our connection with energy. We're expanding the energy within the body, but we're also protecting it at the same time. So you don't want to be expanding your energy too much and letting it get out of control or getting ungrounded. So this lineage that I practice under, that I am teaching, it dates back thousands of years. It's a combination of three lineages, actually. It's the Sri Vidya lineage, which is about 5,000 years old. The Kriya Yoga lineage, which is what Yogananda brought to the West, most well known for. And the Brighu Yantric lineage, which is about 6,800 years old, give or take. So this predates the Vedic texts, which is the base of a lot of modern yoga to this day. So Tantra is actually, funnily enough, what most of us are practicing in the West. Yoga was designed by Brahmin men who were ascetic, who gave up worldly possessions and dedicated themselves to yogic practices. Tantra, on the other hand, was made for householders. So people could explore energy, body movement, and also still live in the world. So have families, have a home. And although in most 200-hour teacher trainings, they talk about the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, most specifically the yamas and the niyamas and certain aspects of it. But the Patanjali Yoga Sutras were actually, it's a compilation for advanced practitioners. And within the text, the word asana, meaning postures, the movement that we do in Western yoga, is only mentioned 4 times in the 195 sutras. So yoga in itself is not about asana. Yoga is about techniques to gain freedom of the self, to tap into Purusha, to the highest self, and to move into states of what's known as samadhi. So basically elements of enlightenment, if you will. I don't like to just throw that term around, but. And Tantra, I would say, is the foundation for that. And they're all sister sciences. So yoga, Tantra, Ayurveda deals more with the physical body, diet, what you're putting in the body, but also uses yogic practices and pranayama, breathwork. So they all really are intertwined and married, if you will. But we've kind of separated them over the years. Another element is Jyotish, which is Vedic astrology, and Yantra, which is kind of a lost technique, but it is very intertwined with Jyotish, with Vedic astrology. So you'll find a lot of the same Sanskrit terms across the various texts that have to do with each of those elements. So in the lineage that I teach, Tantric Hatha Yoga, we're exploring energy. We're looking at the chakras. I would say most of the practices that I teach deal with the lower chakras, the first three. So that's where we store most of our emotional traumas, baggage, programming is in the lower three chakras. That's where most of us are imbalanced in general. And these practices combined yin energy, so lunar energy, the moon energy, and yang energy, which is the solar sun energy. So the terms ha and tha in hatha are the lunar and the solar energies, and we're combining them together in the navel center, Rudrani. Sorry, it's a lot of Sanskrit terms throwing out at you, but I feel like it's really important to give just a quick, brief little overview on what Tantric Hatha Yoga really is, because more and more people are starting to come across it and wanting to dive into it. Maybe you've been practicing vinyasa for many years and you just want to go deeper with your yoga practice. This is it. This is going deeper with your yoga practice. This is connecting with the energetics of the body. This is grounding the mind and using pranayamic techniques and meditation. It's a full, complete practice. So I hope that explained a little bit for you. My plan is to do some more in-depth workshops on the topic so that you can dive deeper. I feel like it's important to know what these practices are in addition to doing the practices themselves. So I thank you for following along and for your interest in this subject. It's something that I am extremely passionate about. Thank you so much. Namaste.